Welcome to A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students, Lesson 284. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. Loss is not loss when properly perceived. Pain is impossible. There is no grief with any cause at all, and suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. This is the truth. At first, to be but said, and then repeated many times, and next to be accepted as but partly true with many reservations. I'll pause here and say, I love how Workbook for Students acknowledges that when we're still ego identified, this just seems like an unbelievable thing to say. That pain is impossible? What? Then to be considered seriously more and more, and finally accepted as the truth. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And I would go beyond these words today and past all reservations and arrive at full acceptance of the truth in them. So here we're being invited to skip to the chase and believe the truth. Because whether we believe it today or 10 years from now, it will not have ceased to be true. So why not believe it now? And avoid all of that perceptual suffering, needless optional suffering. Father, what you have given cannot hurt, so grief and pain must be impossible. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. Wow. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. Pain is impossible. There is no grief with any cause. Suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. How could that be true? We've all felt suffering. It's true because you, Son of God, are as God created you, whole and complete. And the only place where we can experience pain and suffering and loss is in a perceptual nightmare that isn't real. There was a while where I emotionally would beat myself up. Like, why am I doing that then? Because I believed this. Some part of me knew that this was true. But then I felt this anger at myself. Well, I know this is true. So why have I been dreaming and creating all this suffering in my mind? We learned earlier that a few lessons ago, I can be hurt by nothing but my thoughts. That's the truth. So why am I thinking these hurtful thoughts? And what I found was far more effective than rumination and self-recrimination was to simply let it go. It doesn't matter why I had a nightmare. I had a nightmare. And I'm ready to wake up from that nightmare. That's what matters. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. So if you have a thought that's hurting you, a perceived reality that's hurting you, let it go. Allow God to replace that thought with His. The truth. You are indomitable. You are limitless. The ego will never tell you that. because the ego is created wholly and fully out of falsehoods, distortions, misperceptions, and lies. Thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you tomorrow for lesson 285.